The calendar says summer is over, but the relentless heat never got the memo. That's life in New Los Angeles in the year 2037. They built this city as a complete replica of the original LA after destruction, a horrible event in our country's history that we are sworn never to forget. Now, the days are hot, the nights are hot, and the extreme temperatures wreak havoc on everything, especially the electrical equipment. Long days end with dark skies, the reddish-orange hues getting eaten up by the encroaching black. Ahead of me sits a building fenced off from the public. It's just an elementary school, Celegon Elementary. To be exact, the towering fences go to show that either evil exists in this world or stupidity does. I am never sure if there is a difference between the two. I am John Ganga, and there's nothing special about me. I teach after school, my workday is done, and I really just want to go home. Well, right after the cigarette is finished. I hate walking and smoking at the same time. I always run out of breath, and I hate that feeling. But after this, I need to go pick up my goddamn dinner. I throw the cigarette on the ground and grind it out with my foot until there is no ember left lit. If you ever find a crushed cigarette outside a local elementary school, now you know why. Stressed out teachers. Leaving the school's property behind, I head off into the distance toward the local pizza joint. I walk home from Celegon every day at 6:30. As I cross the street, I notice the other pedestrians. Everyone looks distracted. People don't concentrate on what they're doing, entirely checked out during tasks ranging from the safest, like walking, to the most dangerous, like driving. I hope my order is ready. I mutter to myself. I turn the corner and walk towards a local food hub, a glowing, slightly greasy storefront called Founder Slice. While the Unisoft Corporation monopolized the communication industry and shoved the mind map network down our throats, independent joints like this are the only places left dealing in actual, hot comfort food. In a world upgraded and revamped by tech, the only thing people really look forward to is logging on and eating. I reach the store and barely make it inside before closing time. As I wait in line, one of the workers steps past me to lock the front doors. Finally, I reach the front counter. Through the service window, partially obscured by the steam of the automated ovens, I can see the silhouette of the owner wiping down a prep table. Everyone in the neighborhood just calls him the founder. He never says much to the customers. He just watches the street with quiet intensity. The customer service representative smiles mechanically. "Welcome. Pick up for Ganga?" "Yeah." I reply, glancing down at the worker's name tag. It reads James. I pull out my wallet and tap my card to the Unisoft terminal to clear the pending balance. James slides a warm cardboard box across the counter. One large barbecue chicken and bacon pizza. "Thanks, John. Have a good night." "Thanks, goodbye." I grab the box and turn away, the faint corporate pleasantries dimming out in the background. The smell of the sweet barbecue sauce and grease is the only thing cutting through the city smog today. As I step outside, my cognitive vision enhances, and a task tray generates in my field of view. Messages begin to flood in from all the devices and apps attempting to reconnect with a local communication network. Okay, time to check in and see what I've been missing. I continue walking until I reach a park and take a seat on a bench, resting the warm pizza box on my lap. Down the block, I notice a group of people wearing all white suits before they turn the street corner. That was strange, I think, opening my news app and setting a transparent square on the right side of my vision. I skim headlines like "The United States President is at it again" and "Scandal of U.S. Senators." Bored, I click the Facebook tab, instantly transitioning to my social email app. My notifications read 99+, and there are 4 flagged emails. 1 is from my best friend Jim, 2 are from my parents, and the last is an urgent system warning sent from an admin named Julia Smith FOTM out corner of my eye. A pop-up interferes with my inbox, rushing my screen with a social media meme advertisement. It claims that with one click, I could be laughing, smiling, and looking at a picture of the cutest cat. Everyone thinks they have the cutest cat, except dog owners. Memes are just advertisements doing their job to make money. When I tab back to my emails, the warning from Julia Smith has completely vanished. A clear glitch, I tell myself. I would rather just go away than be some virus. I don't want to be hacked. I get lost in the infinite scroll of my feed for what feels like minutes. When I finally look up, I realize it's gotten completely dark out without me noticing. It's almost 8 o'clock. Time to go home. I don't want to break the curfew again, and my pizza is getting cold. Morning comes quickly. Dreams are boring to people nowadays, and most decide to sleep through them. I need to get up and get ready for work. The kitchen is quiet, which is usual since I live with my mom. My father lives down south and doesn't quite visit up north. He always tells me the north is too cold. It's a pathetic lie considering the city feels like a furnace year-round, but I'm not sure what to tell him, except to actually come see us once in a while. But I can always see what he is doing anyway. Private lives are a thing of the past. When people really care about something, usually they do something to get it. As for me, what I really care about is getting something to eat, going to work, and coming home. As I pass my mom to head out the door, I see Jonalyn Bells, my former 4th grade student, who now runs daily errands for her. Mom needs to get her stuff in order, but going to work is my priority right now, because I actually care about these kids. The daily walk I take is identical every day. I see the same dog on the same corner. I stop at the same red light and wait 15 seconds before it turns green. By the time I reach the other side of the street, I make it to work before breaking a sweat. Outside the school gates, I see the usual white suits walking the perimeter. I think they are following me. I think back to seeing them last night, but I need to focus. The actual workday is a blur of lesson plans and digital static. Before I know it, the afternoon drags on. I look at the clock. The students get out in about 20 minutes. I bring up my perceptual interface and surround myself with a flood of social media. Old friends' pictures, high school acquaintances, bitching, drama, and photos of my family, mostly because I can never make it to all their events. As I switch applications, a browser pop-up forces its way onto my screen. The message reads, "Don't walk home tonight." -J. I tab over the message, return to my social media feed, and eventually exit out of my PI work is the same experience every day. The children are entirely engrossed in their PIS, constantly connected to the local government network. This network is obviously provided, controlled, and monitored by the local government. The white suits. They are called that because of their particular uniform and a mentality that stands out. A blinding shock rips through my skull, right in the middle of the classroom. My jaw locks tight. None of the students react. They are too distracted by their own interfaces to notice my silent paralysis. The classroom is nice and clean, and once we leave, it will look completely untouched, as if it were never used. The sudden spike of pain makes me lose my train of thought, and I force myself back to the job, rubbing my temples. I notice the time is 5:45 p.m. It's almost time to go home. One by one, parents drone in to pick up their students like dry cleaning orders. People used to drop off their clothes at a business to be cleaned for a future event, returning at the end of the workday to pick up their belongings. This is almost identical. These students are the product of the business. They get cleaned up, then picked up to be used in the real world by their par. The neural static spikes again, dropping me to my knees right in front of the students and parents. And again, no one seems to notice a thing. I look at the clock in my PI. It's 5 minutes past 6. I'm still inside the Celegon campus, heading to my usual spot to smoke. My hands are still trembling slightly, and a dull, copper-tasting ache throbs behind my right ear from whatever just hijacked my neural feed. I light up, taking a deep, ragged drag to steady my nerves, and begin to browse my interface. I need to know if my system is failing. I tab through my transparent social media windows until I reach my email. The message from Julia Smith is still gone. It doesn't matter if I can't find it, though. I still remember what the pop-up said. Don't walk home tonight. Was the message actually for me? Who else could it have been if it was accidentally sent to my feed? I take a drag of my cigarette. I contemplate taking a different route, but I've never known another way to get home. I only live 3 blocks away, and I have leftover pizza waiting in the fridge. Taking a final drag, I crush the cigarette and begin to walk home from Celegon. 2 white suits are watching me from a distance. As I start moving, they begin to follow. I turn at my usual corner and stop. The street is completely empty. The two white suits approach. I try to run, but I can't move. I try to yell, but my vocal cords are completely locked. The white suits grab me. I feel a cold rush as a heavy, multi-pin data leech is forcefully jabbed into the port behind my right ear. My perceptual interface violently syncs with an unknown network. My own memories, my home address, my PI number, my search history, they all flash across my eyes like a fast-forwarded movie, rapidly draining away. I don't know where the data is going. I don't know what they are doing with it. I just know it is leaving me. Then everything goes black. It's pitch dark. The sounds of morning filter into background. Birds chirping. People having a heated argument about opposite points of view. They are the kind of sound that reassure you you're still alive and that this isn't technically a dream. Light shines into darkness as I begin to wake up in my own bed. Oh man, I slept well. I sit up perfectly fine. I don't remember how I got home, but my mind feels completely smoothed over. I flick on my perceptual interface to check my social messages, planning to warm up a slice of the barbecue chicken and bacon pizza and watch some funny videos. Oh, look, an email from my friend Julia Smith. Let me see what the news is. I open it and read. Thank you, John Ganga, for reading this email. As a result, your operating system is now completely under our surveillance. Thank you for your complacency and cooperation. Because of you, we are able to accomplish what we have accomplished. Take this $20,000 attached to this email. Consider it a severance package for your old life. Enjoy the smoothed over perceptual interface. And remember, the white suits are always right around the corner. Thanks for the dedication and the hard work. Erasing or eliminating the inferior is our priority. You are a lucky man. Congratulations, Fury of a Magistrate Julia Smith. The email sat suspended in my cognitive vision. Attached to the bottom of the digital letter was a verified deposit for $20,000. I stared at it and the artificial, smoothed over calm in my mind violently cracked. Panic flooded in. The missing memory of the walk home. The cold rush behind my ear. The terrifying void where my private data used to be. The system hadn't just watched me, it had bought me. I scrambled out of bed, my feet tangling in the sheets as I crashed to the floor. My breathing was heavy and erratic. I sprinted out of my bedroom. In the kitchen, my mom was standing frozen by the sink. Her eyes glazed over, stuck in a localized PI loop. They must have fed her, so she wouldn't see them drag me inside. I couldn't stop to snap her out of it. I had to get offline. I had to go somewhere analog. I burst out of my apartment, my feet carrying me through the morning smog until I reached the glowing sign of Founder's Slice. The storefront was technically closed, the metal security gate pulled halfway down. I ducked under it, the smell of stale grease hitting my lungs. It was quiet, save for a harsh, rhythmic crack coming from the back kitchen. I crept past the front counter and peered through the service window. The Founder stood over a stainless steel prep table. In his hand was a heavy mechanic's hammer. Beneath it was one of the Unisoft payment terminals, shattered into plastic shrapnel. With a final, calculated strike, he cracked the casing open and carefully pulled out a specific, glowing circuit board, pocketing it. He didn't even look up as he spoke. "You look like you've seen a ghost, Ganga," the Founder said, his voice a low, steady rumble. He brushed the Unisoft debris off the table. "Or worse, you've seen the Magistrate." I froze, the words dying in my throat. He finally turned to look at me, his eyes sharp and calculating. "Sit down," he instructed, gesturing to a booth near the wall. "The pizza's on the house, but the truth is going to cost you everything you have left."